Andy, it's you. We've been waiting for you. Come on in, have a seat.
Yes, we have our first soap today from Los Jabones de Joserra.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays,
we are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, and welcome to our day of international shaving soaps. We started with one today from Italy.
Now we're going to Spain, I think.
We go to Spain. I think that's where this is from. I'm not sure. We'll find out.
We're about to.
And we're so glad you're here. We have a little mention today because everybody gets little speeding tickets. Everybody gets little weepers. Everybody gets a little blood when you shave. It happens. I don't generally feel it when I get nicked.
Right,
a lot of the brethren do. They'll be like, oh, I just felt that.
There went one,
and I'll be like, oh, really? I don't even feel it. I just look up later and go, wow, that was a good...
Ruh-roh.
So that's me. But just in case, what do you got?
There's just a 3-pack that we found at the wet shaving store. And I liked it because it's more of the block ones. Some of the other ones are more like an actual stick, a round stick that you have. But I actually say this one fits my little hand, and it was a nice little case that it came with. So I've been using this one, not much, but if I really need it, I'll grab one of these.
And our constant viewers know that Sarah had a stent put in her heart during our time here at the Barbershop Duet. And one of the things that is happening is she's on blood thinners. So when she gets a little nick when she's shaving,
it's
the
not
alum
just a little nick.
rather important, because there's a lot of blood that happens. So,
it definitely looks scarier than it is, but it's nice to have a little friend to help me when I need it.
Yeah, and it's cool that it's tradition. alum goes back to the beginning of shaving.
It really does,
And it's also...
I hadn't heard of it since this,
Right. It is also antibacterial, so if you use natural deodorant and you're used to an antiperspirant, throw a little alum on first, and then the deodorant has
a
the same
little trick.
effect.
How cool.
So, today, we are excited because this episode was sponsored by Andy and the Wet Shaving Store. We ordered a soap, and Andy threw this one in for us.
Our very first purchase
for
from them.
free to review, and we just want to say thank you.
We've been waiting for a good time to break it out, and it's
excited. So our International Soap Day seemed absolutely perfect. In fact, this soap was one of the inspirations for this
It really
day.
was.
So, thank you, Wet Shaving Store, Andy.
Thank you.
We're excited. Let's meet the soap. So I love it when an artisan or a distributor picks out a soap for us that they think we would like. And sight unseen, we just get to unbox it on the show.
And little did Andy know that my family is kind of from Spain. Well, not kind of,
they are. They're actually from Spain.
Somehow he must have known that would connect to me, which is kind of cool.
And we did look this up. Orfeo means servant in Spanish. I didn't. My Spanish is not good enough to know that word. And let's see. This is from the sales page. What do you got?
Made with premium ingredients in Spain, this soap offers a luxurious and sensual scent that will leave you feeling confident and refined. The Orfeo scent profile features a luscious and sensual fragrance that we're not going to keep reading so that you don't hear it.
Scent notes. We're going to look at those. Wow. This is beautiful. Look at the label, y'all. He's sort of like turning into a skeleton.
Or like you can see through like an X-ray.
Ooh, little creepy. Just barely missed our Halloween episodes. This is exciting. I don't know what this smelled like.
I'm intrigued. I have no idea.
I'm excited. Let's unbox it.
Okay, so as we mentioned, we have opened the box, but we did not open this soap. It has been waiting
We have
on the piano.
very strict rules here at the Barbershop Duet. We review every soap that crosses our threshold, and we only open them on camera.
I think we already got the stickers and things that were last time.
But I don't know if we saw. Oh, no! Thank you, Andy. What did he say?
Orfeo for your show. This comes from Spain. How cool. Artisan name and then translates to Joserra's soaps. All right.
Wow.
Thanks, Andy.
Thank you, Andy. This is
How
very
cool.
sweet of you. We're so honored to do this one.
All right. Let's see. Oh, it does have that little skeleton-y vibe.
The websites never do these justice.
It really just has
this
this like
beautiful label, y'all.
history vibe to it. Like I feel like we're jumping into something.
Oh, look at the
and
color
a side label too.
Underneath.
Oh hey.
Ooh.
Oh, caramelized color action.
Wow. I'm on the side label or big pants like that.
Yes, we like that. In our locker, we can see things.
Are you ready to go to Spain?
I guess we're gonna have
Let's
to.
have our first impression. All right, I want to see if this wakes up something in your DNA. You
think?
Yes, you go
that
first.
would be funny. I don't know. I have yet to go to Spain.
This is fun. I don't know anything about this.
I know, right? Okay, let's see. Oh wow! I mean, I didn't read any of the scent profiles, but it's very clean and refreshing. A little slight cologne-y.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
Are you transported?
I can tell it's got an international hit to it,
Ooh.
but it is somewhat familiar still, which is kind of fun.
Ooh. Okay.
See what you think.
Let's see. Here we go.
It's very like bright and clean.
Wow.
Something citrusy, maybe?
But I want to go back to your first word. Clean. Mm-hmm. Y'all, there's clean. And then there's this.
This clean.
Yo, this is crazy clean. Mm-hmm. But like in a dapper, manly way.
I would agree.
This does not hit me with sweet, but this hits me with like 100% clean. How'd they do that?
Like bright?
How'd they do that? Because think of a clean scent. It's going to be a little sweet. This ain't. This is beautiful. This is beautiful.
It's.
And then something a little darker, like a tobacco or
something under.
Something that like
a spice of some.
Yeah, because without a tiny hint of dirty, you don't get how clean this is. I know it's a weird thought.
No,
is that a weird thought? But without a tiny touch of the dirty, you're not going to sense how clean, amazingly clean this is.
Yeah, it's like marble or like, something that just like shines and sparkles. It's so clean.
Boy, you nailed it. You nailed it at the beginning.
You think?
And there's a tiny bit of tobacco. I would be willing to bet
there's something under that's definitely,
but it's
at the back.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So y'all, I know that when you have an American dessert, it has certain ingredients. Mm-hmm. Canadian dessert, slightly different. Chinese dessert, really different. So y'all,
something in this.
If you think you know clean and you're American or Canadian or Mexican, you're not going to know this clean. This is different. I don't know how they're doing this, but it's
is it like
just
a type of floral?
Beautiful.
Or a wood? It's something
not
different.
A floral. It's something almost, y'all, it approaches minty land without being mint.
Yeah, there's no mint for sure.
No, it's not. But it's that direction of that way you're going to clean. You're not going into like a floral, a heavy floral, I don't think, or like a pine saw land. Y'all, this takes it to a white, beautiful, cologne-y, clean place.
Yeah. That's why I keep getting like a white marble countertop or the marble columns.
It's done with herbs and spices, y'all. That's
bright colored ones.
Yes, bright and
then something
beautiful.
Under has that caramelized, spicy something.
Yes, it's a caramely, maybe 80% caramel, 20% tobacco, 20% dark. It's got like 800% in it, but whoa.
Right?
Wow.
I'm trying to think if there's another word, but we kind of said them all.
And let me be so clear on this. Ladies, this is a guy. This is a guy. But it's a super beautiful, clean, clean masculine scent.
Although I still think I might steal it to use it because it is so clean and refreshing.
Wow. Oh, 100%.
Like I am. It does like it comes in a balm. I am curious if having the balm would be, on me, it would come off a little more feminine.
And like, let's be clear. We have a couple of soaps in our cabinet that are bombastically feminine, but I love using them.
Yeah, no,
because
and
it's just
they
a
smell good on
beautiful
you too.
revisiting of like something my grandma might have smelled like, or something you might smell, or Catalana from Gentleman's Nod reminds me of Sarah.
That feminine side with the little masculine twist. Like
this is the other way. Mm-hmm. This is a beautiful young masculine scent. This is not, your grandpas, your old uncles, they have that, I don't know how best to describe it, but it's like an old dude smell to it. Yeah. The one I'm developing, sadly, as I get a little bit older. This one is a young, beautiful 20-year-old afternoon where you're just going to go out and explore the countryside. Maybe have a nice lunch in an outdoor cafe.
You're going to somewhere like you're going to celebrate something like, I don't think it has to be like a wedding or something, but you're going to be outdoors enjoying yourself and you need to feel spotless and clean.
Yeah. And I love that this changes on you. Like the sweet in this comes in and goes away. So if you take 3 whiffs in a row, your second whiff will have that sweet in it. Your first one and your third one won't. You serious? You serious about this right now? Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah. And something in if there's not tobacco in this, I will eat my stapler because underneath this is a beautiful grounding of a traditional dude. Yeah, and that traditional dude has a little bit of a cigar. This is not a pipe tobacco.
Unless it's like the tobacco flower?
This is a I've been to countries where they can legally sell Cuban cigars.
Oh, right.
Just a beautiful, beautiful smell of that tobacco. And that's what I'm getting. At the very base of this, maybe 10%, but just enough to be like, I'm here. I'm grounding you. Go play. Do whatever else you want to do.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I'm really curious how it's going to wake up with the lather. Maybe that in between thing is going to be easier to.
I know when I like them so much, I always forget to make a lather. Let's make a lather. Let's all make a lather. Let's all make.
We've got our wet shaving store brush and our 18C stainless steel
bowl
bowl.
and our AA shaves guitar
scooper
pick to
here.
ruin the pour with.
Oh, is it a heavy pour?
Check it
Soft
out.
pour. What do we got?
Beautiful. It's got maybe a 20% bite back to my pick just to let it know business is being done. The rest of it's beautifully soft. Let's get that all in there.
Yeah. All right. Bougie me up here.
Oh, we need some booty. All right. This bowl was a gift from Pete over at HC&C. Thank you, Pete. We loved it so much I bought my own in blue.
He did. It's kind of fun that we're broadening out. We're going to have to get a map and put like little stamps on it of like.
Yeah. And you know, I'm asking myself, is there a very specific small, white, masculine flower that's in this?
Right?
Yeah.
There's something, but it's very
Yeah.
hidden. That's why I was like a tobacco flower
Very
or
hidden.
something.
But
it's
it's in
not
there.
maybe gardenia-ish. I don't know, but it's a whiter flower, I feel like.
Lily.
Yeah. Oh, maybe.
Lilac. It's
Something
something
like
like
different
that.
like
it's
that.
something
Burnt.
and subtle.
Sure.
Very subtle. It was the 9th thing I got, y'all.
Right, yeah.
So, gentlemen, if you fear the floral, it was like the 9th thing I got. You'll get the tobacco way before
Yeah,
you'll get the
it's only because
flowers.
we were digging for it that we probably
But
would
y'all-
notice it.
I love that this, let's have a grown-up conversation. Because in the last month or so, we've done a couple of cologne homages that are super clean. And the more I smell them, like on me as the day wears on, they get a little too clean. The clean stays too clean and it just gets a little bit too bright, especially if I'm a little hungry. It just collides, right? Just a little bit after a while. This is different. I think I'm always going to judge clean smells now on what they have in the balance to show you how clean they are. So it's almost like the painting isn't going to be that beautiful unless the canvas was that white. It's kind of that idea.
Interesting.
So without a little bit of whatever is dirtying this up, I don't think you would have an appreciation for how incredibly beautiful and clean it gets, if that makes sense.
It does. All right, so take a whiff of that and then do a little comparison here.
Ooh,
See
that's
what you think.
lovely. Okay. Ooh, wow.
I don't think it changed as much as I thought it was going to, but it definitely lightened it up and got brighter.
Ooh. Ooh. No, just balanced it out. The darks are a little less dark. The lights are a little less right up there.
Yeah. Do you think it's time to check out what they actually put for the scent list?
Hope it's in English. It does. For those of you who see the words vanilla and vetiver on the label,
Right?
I know that like the grassiness of vetiver can be a little bit off-putting to some of my friends, but just so that you know, I don't get grass in this.
Yeah,
at
that
all.
I mean, now
At
reading it, I can kind of
all.
pull it out, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah,
But
I-
it's still fresh to me.
I don't.
It doesn't,
Yeah, I don't sense the grassiness.
Unless the grass there is better than our grass. I don't know.
But yeah, not all grass is created equal.
All right, so
All right,
let's see. The Orfeo scent profile features a luscious and sensual fragrance, opening with a dash of cardamom. Hey, we were just talking about that.
Wow.
Crazy. And refreshing grapefruit. No wonder I liked it. Yeah,
beautiful,
yeah, yeah.
Leading to the earthly depths of vetiver, which again, not crazy prominent.
it's
I get a
mixed
little
in
bit
there.
more like earthiness than I
Right.
do grass, just to be
Yeah.
honest. Precious bourbon vanilla
that's
adds warmth
this-
and envelops the fragrance.
You know, I know we were saying that there might be a floral thing, but maybe the vetiver was enough of the floral thing.
I wonder. We also know that not every artisan puts every scent note on the label or on the sales
Gotta
page.
keep some secrets.
Sometimes they got some secrets. So I would be shocked there. I was going to say I'd be shocked if there wasn't tobacco, but I'm not.
Oh, right.
I'm not seeing tobacco.
Maybe it's that bourbon vanilla. Something just.
Marcus was wrong. It happens. Okay, let me see. Okay, so there's a list at the very bottom of the page. This luscious, sensual scent opens with a dash of cardamom and refreshing grapefruit, ushering in the earthly depths of vetiver. Precious bourbon vanilla add the warmth and envelop the fragrance.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's what we're sticking to.
Yeah. How do you even know? How do you even know when you've got all your scents in front of you which
Right?
ones you
There's
might want to
something.
use?
And it's fun that we didn't know what it was going to be going in
Right,
blind. So we
right.
could really just go with like, okay, our first whiff's off the puck. This is what we're getting.
Wow. It's just beguiling in its beautiful
It's
sweetness.
still so clean and
And
refreshing.
cleanness, yeah. We have 80 smells that are like clean and beautiful, but this is so different and yet hits exactly that same shelf for me.
It does. Like if I was going to reach for something in the cabinet that I wanted to just like feel clean and refreshed.
Right.
And, like,
if I've been doing yard work all day, you know that one no-nonsense deodorant that you have, those kind of things?
Right.
This would really help balance out that kind of a day where you just need to get out of there. If you've been camping and it's your first shower in 4 days.
Yep.
Y'all,
this is a good one.
You want to reach for something like this.
Do we try and take this deeper?
Oh, please. Okay, so I'm a little pissed off there's not tobacco in the sky. What is that? What is it
Well,
in
it's
here?
funny. I almost wonder if it's the soap base. Like now we're learning that sometimes the bases have something that's just like comes with the soap.
Right.
So until we tried something else from them, we might not really, it's very subtle.
Right.
So that might just be enough because it's a colored kind of, to it. It has that caramel color of the soap.
Yes. And speaking of the wet shaving store, like with Hogs, when I asked Andy if he got a little bit of a clay smell with one of his favorite colognes that Hogs had done an homage to, he said he didn't. And I realized I was talking to somebody else and they said, oh, if you catch a little bit of the clay, that's from the soap base.
It's just a different base. Like some of these international ones have a different base, which makes sense.
And for some of our favorite artisans, we're realizing that the base does add something a little charming and beguiling that gives the scent its own fingerprint.
It does. That's who it came from, is the artisan that made it. That base has just a little of this extra, a little of that extra.
Right. And sometimes the base will give a little bit of a sweetness or a tiny bit of an earthiness or just something that usually when the artisan balances it with the scent oils, it jives.
It does.
Because it's a little bit more distilled in the aftershave, you can really get a sense of what the soap does to it and adds to it.
I have to say, from first impressions, just seeing the label or reading it, I don't know if I would pick this, like just from a selection on the list.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad that Andy thought to send this.
I know. Because to our American eyes, when I smell this kind of a clean, it's whimsical and it's fun and it's imaginative and it makes me want to go play. So from an American perspective, I don't think I would put the label servant that looks, kind of like a little bit like he's having a rough day. It's got like this little
creepy vibe to it too.
Right, it's like a creepy vibe.
Our first impressions took us somewhere else just by the label and verbiage alone, you know?
So
and the fact that it says vanilla and vetiver on it, like, I don't know if we would have been like, ooh, vetiver, we're not sure about that yet.
If y'all are like us and you judge a book by its cover, call Andy at the Wet Shaving Store and say, hey, just send me something you think I'll like. Because
he'll probably know.
We love this. Yeah. And number two, what label would you put on it?
I know, I wonder. And just smelling it, not because of that, I'm almost like thinking of more of like a Greek goddess kind of thing. Like I'm an outdoor with like, fresh linen hanging. And it's like, all of the movies that you see, I kind of am taken to something like that. Like a very outdoor, like romantic kind of ancient vibe to it. Like there's fresh fruit on the table. There's just different. You know what I see? Time warp there.
I see a little kind of like a village, right? And it's been raining, but it's going to be a cool and a fancy night. And what I see is like the camera has been set on the street so that it kind of like looks into the reflection of the water and looks up and sees the lights of the town, right? That's what I would put on the label because it's just you're about to have a fun, clean night out. And I love this.
Yeah. Again, I every time I take a whiff, I'm just like, wow, I want to smile. I feel clean, refreshed. Like
it's so funny. Each time I smell it, I just don't expect it because of what my eye thinks the label should smell like.
Right.
Every time I smell it, I'm like, wow.
Oh yeah.
That's really cool.
It's super fun to smell from all around the world.
Right.
Who would have thought shave soap could have taken us on such fun adventures?
Can you kind of like tell this is not from the United States or from North America?
I'm not sure if I would have without knowing it. Like I already had that in my mind.
Right.
But there is something different about it. Yeah. And that I think is probably what it is.
Right. And even like the tubs, like I don't think in America you can get the rounded edge.
That does kind of look a little like the Moana
style.
It
does. It's the same.
So
it's the
somewhere,
same Moana one from Paris. But wow. I'm so excited about this.
I know. I really feel like the balm, the aftershave would be a nice pairing with this. Just to like keep it on you, staying fresh and clean. And...
Right. Okay, so it'll take a while, but Amtrak will get you to New York. From there, I suggest you book passage on a freighter. That way you can kind of work your way across and it's free.
There we go.
Then when you get there, you wander into the first shaving supply store you find when you get to Spain and you tell them that you are looking for something clean and bold and beautiful. And when they tell you they're out of it, you just call Andy at the Wet Shaving Store and get your own! So head over to wetshavingstore.com And don't forget to use discount code The Barbershop Duet at checkout. It'll help support our channel too, and we'd be grateful. Orfeo, Orfeo, y'all. This was awesome. I love trying basses from other countries because it's not the same. It's just not the same. And it was fun. It was a beautiful hold to my face, and I could put it on in 2 or 3 different layers, and it was foamy, but it was thick, and it had a nice stick to my face. Oh, it was fun. And the scent, it's sophisticated. It's just sophisticated. It reminds me of like the older guys in theater that were going to go out and do some awesome performance and then go out and have dinner at the Rainbow Room after that. It was like that kind of a scent, a little bit dark, a little bit light, a little bit mysterious, like the label. Hey, thanks, Andy, for knowing we'd like this. We did. Welcome to Messages.
So somehow we are already arriving to our 100th episode.
Y'all, we could not be more grateful. Thank you so much. And to celebrate, we're going to be having a Gentleman's Nod Day.
Woo-hoo!
Sponsored by Gentleman's Nod, and we could not be more grateful. And so come on by. Musashi came back in stock. BBS Live already sent us an EDP of it. It's going to be a super fun day, y'all.
So 100th extravaganza.
Yes, we hope you can join us. And we want to be so grateful to Gentleman's Nod for sponsoring our special
thanks,
day.
Chris.
This is the least like its cover, I think, because this is just beautiful and gentle and clean and fantastic.
Yeah, it is really refreshing. I guess I do get a little bit of a green vibe, but I don't associate that with grass, if that makes sense. It's just fresh and green.
You're right. I don't smell this vetiver as a grassy smell.
No, I don't know how that is, but it doesn't take me there.
Right.
I just picture myself outside and fresh and things are new and green around me, but I don't picture earthy, grassy green. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So I hope you have enjoyed our International Day of Subs today, because we've had an awesome time going on this little international tour of ours. And thank you so much for being one of our constant viewers and commenting in our live shows.
We're so lucky to have you here.
Yeah, we're so grateful.
Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell better just watching this.